What's up, Taurus? How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so stoked to have you all here with me today, cross-watchers included. We're going to do a fun little general message regarding the Scorpio full moon that is coming up on May 18th. So Scorpio, a very emotive water sign, right? So with this full moon, it's going to be all about release, as most full moons are, right? But also transformation. In the tarot, Scorpio is the death card, right? Card number 13. Very infrequently is it literal death. It speaks more to the idea of transition, of changing. Literally that the metaphor of the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly, right? What needs to be grown and transformed, changed into something else to improve your life, right? For the better. So we're going to look at, during this full moon, what do the Tauruses out there, what do they need to release and focus on transforming in their life, okay? So this is a general message. That means that not everything I say in this reading will resonate with all you beautiful Tauruses out there. So only take what resonates, right? You never need to force something to fit your story, your scenario, your situation. Only take away messages for your best and highest good. Trust your intuition. You will know what messages are for you and what are not. That being said, sometimes it does take a day or two or a week for something to resonate, for it to really strike a chord with you. So be open to receiving messages and not knowing what to do with them initially, right? Maybe something will click down the road, maybe not, right? That being said, do check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs if you would like additional messages, additional information, additional clarity. And everything else you're going to want to know about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, the social media channels, etc., etc. So what can we get for our Taurus friends for this Scorpio full moon? What do we need to know? Beautiful. All right, they came right out. 1, 2, 3. So bottom of your deck is the Page of Cups. Cute. We are using the Zombie Tarot deck. These never focus when I bring them in. Sorry, guys. The Zombie Tarot deck, which seems very appropriate for Scorpio, right? Rebirth. Death and rebirth. Interesting. All right, so first card out. This is your energy, Taurus. We have the Devil. I just did the Capricorn reading, so I don't know. Maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn in your life. I love that this is the depiction of the Devil card, right? Vices, addictions. It's an old, like, 1950s, like, cigarette slot machine. It's got a little devil on there. It's called Vice cigarettes. I love that. I think it's so clever. All right, so Taurus. I feel like I'm going to be calling you Capricorn because of the Devil card. I will try my best not to, but again, if it slides out, it slides out. All right, so Devil energy. I mean, I do think there may be something that you're trying. We're not even in the release section. This is just you. There's something that you're toying with, doing, or trying to remove yourself from, but you're not quite able to pull yourself away, Taurus. Now, this could be something as simple as work, right? Maybe you're a workaholic, and we are in your season, Taurus. So if you're going out celebrating for a birthday, maybe you've been doing like. Maybe you've quit drinking or you've quit cigarettes, but you're out in the bar, you're out at the club, or whatever the scenario is, you're out with friends and wine is being poured, people are drinking or smoking or this and that, and you're very tempted. Obviously the Devil card talks about temptation. It can be severe addictions, it doesn't have to be. But it's something that feels good in the moment, but ultimately it's not good for us, right? It's lower vibrational, it's keeping us stuck, it's not allowing us to progress further and move on. So it's very good that we are, going to transition into literally what needs to be transitioned out of your life, what needs to be transformed. But this is your energy. So I am just getting temptation. I don't think it's, for most of you, I don't think it's something severe. It could even be something like insomnia, like something your mind keeps going and going and you can't just quite let something go. You're up late at night thinking about it. So it's not so much an addiction, but it could be like an obsession. That could be it too. Especially if it's with like a romantic, I was going to say counterpart, but that's not the word, prospect. If you're like kind of sort of obsessed with someone, but I feel like I'm going to freak out all the cross watchers, right? Like, oh my God. No, that's not what I mean. This would be like a person that you've never really hit it off with, or possibly even spoken to, and yet they're on your mind all the time. I'm getting that energy very strongly. And it's like you want to ground yourself, right? Taurus, in the ground. You want to ground yourself and be on stable footing, but you're in like imaginary crazy land of like, oh, but I like this person so much, but they'll never, I don't know, it is lower vibrational, so maybe you're stuck like, oh, they're never going to like me back, or, you know, they think I'm dumb, or they don't think I'm pretty enough, or, but that's all bullshit that you're telling yourself if that's the case. None of that is true. It's not rooted in reality. It's literally the devil, right? It's that darker energy. It's ultimately, it's fear. It's the fear inside of us, right? So this devil card could absolutely stand for fear, for insecurity. And it could be that something is blocking you from going after what you really want. Even if that thing that you really want, Taurus, is something that's completely healthy, that could be good for you, the unhealthy part, the devil, the stuck energy, is something you may be telling yourself that's keeping you stuck. There might be signs or messages around you, like signs from the universe. It could be like in billboards, on TV, and in musical lyrics that you listen to. And I don't know if you pass the same sign every day on the way to work. Be aware of your surroundings. There's some sort of, I'm getting more visual than audio. For some people, it has come through and it's been like music. This speaks to more like visual clues and cues that's guiding you in the right direction. Let's pull a clarifier for Taurus on this devil card. What else do we need to know about this devil card for Taurus? Then we got to move on. We're already at 10 minutes. Good Lord. Anything else we need to know? Take this one. Oh, okay, we'll take two. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, cool. So destiny, closing out cycles. I think, here's what I think. I think you're about to go after something, and there's a little voice in your head that's telling you, whatever, fill in the blank. You don't deserve it. You're not good enough. X, Y, Z. It's not true. You are so close to closing out a cycle and stepping into something new. It's like this person has a ball of yarn, right? It's like this ball of yarn has dropped on the ground, and you're collecting the pieces and you're trying to chase it. You're so close to reaching the end of that string, metaphorically, and there's something really good that awaits at the other end. I'm just getting the visual. It's like you stop and you get the piece of string at the end, and it leads to this new person in your life. It leads to, and whoever that person is, right? It could be romantic. It could be a future coworker. It could be your future best friend. It could be whatever, someone you sit with on the bus every day on the way to work. There's some cycle that's going, it's coming in. I'm getting like there's really no stopping it other than your own vices. But it's more to do with, I think it's negative self-talk. It's questioning your own abilities. Yeah, very interesting. But the Wheel of Fortune is a good card. It's a great card to have. It's luck, it's destiny, it's forward progression, forward movement. Knight of Swords. Okay, cool. So fastest moving knight in the deck, it's Gemini energy. Wheel of Fortune, oh no, I'm going to forget what it is. But I do know what Wheel of Fortune is. I think it's Sagittarius. That would make sense. Jupiter is the planet of good luck, of good fortune. I think it's Sagittarian energy, if that means anything. Again, devil energy is Capricorn. Knight of Swords is Gemini. I know some people really care about that. Some people don't at all, so I always like to mention it. But this thing is trying to come in fast, but this Knight of Swords, he's not shown on a horse, right? Knights are usually on horses, and they bring things into our life, in or out of our life. It talks about movement. That's what I'm getting. It's like this devil, it's stagnation, because this knight is not shown on a horse. It's like he has to pause. They're out in the cold, right? Like the ground is frozen. It needs to thaw so that things can grow. Things can be unearthed. Things can come back to this healthy, green, beautiful, lush, fertile garden, if you will, so that things can grow in your life. Yeah, and he looks sad, or he's questioning if he can go any further. He's questioning his own strength, his own willpower. There's something about going within and really looking at like the inner demons. What is holding you back from living your best life, from letting this Wheel of Fortune come in, from closing out old, yucky, dark cycles, and like, again, thaw. The idea of you know, winter is frozen, right? We need to let it thaw. We need to let the new spring come in. We need to let things grow. That's just the you section, Taurus. Let's move on. I could talk all day. All right, so what needs to be released? The Two of Wands. So Two of Wands talks about choosing a path. Frequently somebody, or in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, he holds the world in his hand, right? And there's this decision of, there's all this potential, there's possibility with the world. Do I go after it? You have one wand stuck in the ground, home base, you know, safety territory, comfort zone. And then one wand is ahead. It's the idea of, are we going to move forward? Are we going to take action? What is the best course of action? And when you're deciding between A or B, right, twos always talk about a decision of some kind. Wands are action, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire energy. Do I stay or do I go? It's this indecision. And I was picking up on that earlier. Remember how I would say it's like, the way this, I guess she's a zombie, right? Like she's peering out behind here and like she wants to go after it, but she can't. There's something keeping her behind this wall. You just need to like friggin' bust through it. And because it did come out in reverse, I do think it's indecision is what needs to be released. We'll pull one clarifier. We're doing okay for time. Trying to keep these under 20 minutes. I'm doing my best. Let's see. It kills me because I love doing longer videos. I wish I could do 2-hour videos, but ultimately people just don't have the time. People don't watch them. So I know the shorter they are, the more the messages will get out to more people, but I also believe in giving you good, solid, hearty messages. So we'll see. We'll see what we get here. All right. So you have the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. Again, a card of not moving on. Six of Swords, you have the swords in your boat. The swords represent the mind, right? Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, it's thoughts, it's knowledge, it's information. And the idea of the Six of Swords is that you put them all on your boat, you've learned the lessons, everything that you're going to get out of this scenario, out of this situation, you're taking the lessons with you, you can move on with that information, it's time to go. It's like there's nothing else more to be learned here, let's go on to the next thing. If it's in reverse to me, that's speaking of someone who's either not learning the lessons, you could be being kind of stubborn or just not seeing what's in front of you, not looking at the analytics, the facts, the truth of the situation or the scenario, which again has to do with that devil energy, that lower vibration of telling yourself you're not good enough or not wanting to see the truth. There's a need to move forward. There's a need to go down a new path with this wand energy to get in your boat and move on to like greener pastures. I was saying, you know, the land isn't fertile when it's frozen, right? Cycles, changes of seasons, forward progression. You're literally stuck, Taurus, which is the devil energy, right? So what needs to be released? Ultimately, the devil, whatever is keeping you stuck. And that's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, ultimately, it's something that it's easy and in the moment it feels good, right? The devil comes in and it feels good. Something about it is alluring or intoxicating or at very minimum familiar, comfortable. It's easy to do it because we're comfortable. It's what we know. This is telling you to push yourself and go after new things with the Wheel of Fortune. Certainly deal with whatever this is, right? Don't just, you want to make sure that you've healed this wound or this addiction, right? Because ultimately it will pop up again. So it's good to deal with that, right? I'm not saying go move on now. When you're ready, when you feel that, again, the lessons, when you've learned what you need to learn from what was holding you back, what was keeping you stuck, then it's time to choose a new path and move forward, right? There's something very serene here. It's like she's meditating or just kind of in tune with nature, with the universe. Self-reflection, and there's butterflies, right, floating around her. Transformation, as we were saying. So that's what needs to be released, is this inaction, this stuck energy. Okay, so your guidance or advice is the Four of Swords. Okay, so this is rest, health, recuperation. It comes after the Three of Swords, which is all about heartbreak, pain, disappointment, sadness. It can be depression. So yeah, obviously I think whatever this is, there's something tied to it that isn't making you happy. And I think you do recognize that, Taurus. But ultimately it comes down to, do you want to change it? Do you want to fix it? And ironically, it's the rest card, but it's almost like you need to do the work, Taurus, to heal yourself. You need to do the work to understand, to go into the depths of what is causing this addiction, this vice, this, lower vibrational energy. Yeah, because you know what? You may have been to hell and back, right? For some of you, maybe this is very severe. It's going to be different, but I don't mean to sweep it under the carpet and be like, oh, just get over it, Taurus. That's not at all what I'm saying. I don't mean to be insensitive to that. It's going to be different levels of severity for everyone, so I don't want to assume anything, right? But yeah, if you've been to hell and back, if you've been through the trenches, if this has been a constant warring, right, of whatever it is, a person, an addiction, fill in the blank, you deserve some rest, Taurus. You know, it's your season. It's your birthday. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your health. And your mental health is really important here. Again, the Six of Swords, we were talking about the lessons we learn and take with us. The Four of Swords is rest and recuperation, but it's taking care of yourself. It's health, right? And it's swords, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Mental energy. Take care of yourself. Spend some time in nature. Be good to yourself. Surround yourself with people who contribute positively to your life, who love you, who have really who are able to offer you cups of love and emotion. And that does not necessarily mean a relationship. I am a big advocate of if you're not in a good place in your life, it's not always the best time to be seeking romantic partnerships. Friendships, absolutely. Family, absolutely. But yeah, I would be careful if you are relating to this idea of the stuck devil energy. I wouldn't go rushing into a relationship if you are not currently in one now, okay? I will say that. Let's pull one more clarifier on the Four of Swords for Taurus. The Chariot, okay. So Cancerian energy, that actually makes a lot of sense. So the Chariot speaks about balancing the internal, the dark and light energies that exist within all of us, right? We're all human. We have negative thoughts, we have positive thoughts. It's about blending the two so that you can remain steady and balanced. Because if you were driving a chariot, right, and there's one horse on each side, a dark horse and a light horse, those horses need to work in unison if they are going to get to the destination, if they are going to be able to move on, which is kind of what was going on here. It has to start on the internal so that that can be ultimately projected into your external world. When you are balanced on the inside, things naturally come in from the universe to you that are aligned with your goals, with your destiny, with your values. Things that are going to be healing to you, right? Things that aren't going to disturb you, because if you're at peace with yourself, you're in a better place to receive things from the universe and deal with them mentally in a good way. This is a great card. She's floating on like a magic carpet, right? And, you know, Cancers are ruled by the moon, so the moon always speaks about using your intuition, taking time for yourself. There's something very serene and peaceful about her floating on a magic carpet. Again, the idea of meditation and rest is really important here. Getting your ducks in a row, I say that because she has like giant chess pieces. It's like plotting out, if this is some sort of addiction or some sort of health issue that you need to get better at, maybe it's plotting out, okay, what is my first step? Am I going to make a call to someone to help me? Am I going to, participate in a therapy session? Am I going to go to an AA course? Or, do you know what I mean? It's sort of mapping out or strategizing your next move on how to move forward. And if it's not a literal move of, moving houses, moving jobs, and I don't really think it is, it's moving past, again, what's keeping you stuck, okay? So that's your advice. Rest and take time for you, and yes, strategize how you're going to conquer the demon, right? How you're going to conquer this darker energy. So for our Taurus friends, I am going to pull an oracle card here. We're doing this a little bit differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it here, and then we're going to talk about it on Instagram. I'm trying to drive some traffic to the Instagram channel, or account, I should say. So if you're into social media, fantastic. Check out the Intuitive Teacup on Instagram and Facebook. This card for you, Taurus, is going to be on Instagram. I will show it to you here. But if you're not into social media, that's cool. If this was enough, fantastic. I hope that provided you some clarity or some good guidance moving forward. Please do like, share, subscribe. That's really important. It helps me gain traction on this channel so that I can get those messages out to all those who want to hear them and who would like to hear them and who need to hear them, right? Ooh, I like this. So for your card, it is Merlin. All right, so for Taurus, we got the Merlin card. So again, the Intuitive Teacup on Instagram. I will see you guys there. Otherwise, I will see you next week for some more tarot readings on finances, career, and love. Yay. All right, bye guys.